Welcome back to Icing the Puck. What's up, everybody? Man, lots of stuff to talk about, lots of hockey news, lots of stuff. We're going to get into it here shortly. First of all, as always, J Money. How you doing? How's the weekend?
The nickname change, I like it. You get married and your in-laws and stuff come up with a nickname for me, and it just sticks. I guess. Yeah.
We're switching things up. So,
but no, I'm good. I'm good. Busy weekend for me as well, but good times. Ready to be talking about hockey again.
Good sports weekend for you, or what's going on?
Well, yeah. I mean, very good sports weekend hockey-wise. It's a bye week right now for the Broncos, but, it's also good. So, but very good hockey weekend, good hockey week. Haven't watched as much as I normally do, but still keeping an eye on everything. But yeah, still really enjoying this season. You?
Great sports weekend. Well, we'll put it right in the middle. It's a half and half. Great football weekend for me. Longhorns crushed the Arkansas Razorbacks yesterday. Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? That's all we got to say, man. What a comeback win today against the Eagles. Man, I hate the Eagles, dude. Man, I hate them. This is a hockey podcast. We'll keep it hockey, but
you got to rep the
Cowboys
merch today.
That was a great win. I actually have gotten some hate on the TikTok for being a Cowboys fan, but I don't think it was like super out in the open. I think some people were assuming, well, now it's out in the open. Jordan, I want you to clip this. This needs to be clipped. Everybody, TikTok, Instagram, we appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. But please, we have a podcast. We have long-form content. Guys, listen to the podcast, okay? This is a great production that we have set up here, okay? We appreciate the support on the clips, but please listen to the episode. Even if it's 20 minutes, whatever. We know, I hope our listeners work. I hope you work. On the way to work, on the way home, listen to it. Clip that. We appreciate the support. Shout out to Brittany Backley, our biggest TikTok supporter who listens to the episodes. Brittany, we love you. Thank you so much. Big Vancouver Canucks fan. And we will talk about your Vancouver Canucks in detail this episode. But Jordan, before we talk about the Canucks, there's some stuff we have to get into. Do you want to start with the big stuff, or do you want to start with the small stuff?
Let's start with the small stuff. We'll work our way up to.
Okay. We'll start with the small stuff. So, last weekend, we were talking a little bit about our boy Jack Hughes. Breaking news last weekend that he got a non-hockey injury. And we were very curious what it was. We had some speculation. I thought he cut his hand trying to cut steak. Mom never taught him how. Jordan said that, maybe he cut a finger off. It seems like it's a finger, Jordan, but it was caused by glass at the restaurant. So yeah, Jack Hughes is supposed to be out. Yeah, we were. We kind of mixed our answers together. So what, is he supposed to be out about 2 months then because of a non-hockey injury?
But the original projection was 8 weeks with a follow-up at 6 weeks to see if they need to extend it. So luckily not a season-ending or long-term injury, but it's still bad enough that he can't play. Probably mainly just a bunch of stitches, I'm sure, and stuff like that. And just being on the cautionary side, that's why they're checking in at 6 weeks, but still. Not good.
Not good. And you were talking earlier, New Jersey Devils fans. It's going to be another long season, another grueling season. I don't know. I have hope. They made the playoffs last year without Jack Hughes, but the injury bug is running deep. Do you have a list of it right there? What are we looking at here for the New Jersey
There's
Devils?
A couple main ones that have happened within the last week or so. Last couple weeks. Big one, Jack Hughes, of course. Cody Glass is out with an upper body injury. He was placed on IR on Monday. Brett Pesce, also upper body. He was moved to long-term injury reserve last Saturday. Not good. Or maybe yesterday. Yeah, Saturday. And then Zach McEwen, undisclosed, but still just injured reserve as well. Those are 4 big names that are, on IR right now for that team. And there's a bunch of other smaller injuries. I think there's a couple other guys that are out, day-to-day, week-to-week kind of stuff. But
I don't think they've even seen Evgeny Dodonov this year. I think he's been hurt all year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not looking good for them. A lot of people say that they're kind of cursed. I need to get your perspective on this from the religious standpoint, but maybe because of their name, they might have kind of done it to themselves.
Yeah, I don't know.
Former Colorado team, but
it could be like a sold your soul to the devil type of deal, because, when you sell your soul to the devil, he usually gives you all the things you want, hence the early day cups. And then now it's like, sorry, buddy, contract is up, I don't know.
It's time to repay the debt over here.
Yeah, he's like, I gave you everything you want, and, time to get the money back. We have another non-hockey injury here. Florida Panthers, Eetu Luostarinen. Fella hurt himself at a barbecue. He burnt himself.
That's the most Florida thing ever.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hold on, let me see. His was.
I think his.
I don't know if they gave a I don't know if they gave a definitive timeline. He's not on IR or anything like that. I think they just have him as a week to week right now.
Well, you got to think with this stuff, and maybe this is we always take things too far on this show. But, do you think there's going to start being, clauses in players' contracts of, listen, off the ice, please be careful. We've seen this stuff happen, at least for these two teams. For the Devils, for sure, there's got to be in the future, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Luostarinen, he's out. His is technically a day-to-day. So he's just listed as out.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
What's up with these guys eating meats, man?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what is, what I think is probably crazy. I feel like teams can do that, right? Agents, maybe.
What?
I don't know. What's the insurance like to insure a player? I wonder how that works. Does a team, if he gets injured and he can't play anymore, they have to get something out of it, something. I don't know. That's an interesting thing I'd have to look into. His agent or whatever, can he insure him for injuries?
Yeah. Have you seen the Devils fans giving bad Yelp reviews to the steakhouse?
I did see that. See that. That's crazy. That's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's all messed up.
But that's such a I don't know. I won't even say hockey or sports thing, because it's not even exclusive to sports. It's just it's a weird thing to do. I don't get that.
Oh, Devils fans, y'all are passionate. We'll give you that.
Yeah.
Is there any good?
What was that?
I was gonna say, are there any good steakhouses in New Jersey, or is there just sandwich and pizza places?
I don't know. I just know that
in Chicago.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be. Originally, I wasn't surprised if it was going to be trying to cut a steak, because everybody in the East Coast only eats well done steaks because they're weird. But
I married a Jersey girl, and she eats well done steak. That's all she eats. So
exactly.
Yeah, I guess so. But
I don't know. But
got a couple other pieces of news here. This one hits home for you as an Avs fan, maybe a little sad, but our boy Alex Ovechkin passes Joe Sakic for 10th all-time in points. Ovi climbing the ladder, solidifying his Hall of Fame stance, saying, "Move out of the way, Sloppy Joe. It's me. I'm 10th place." He's got 1,643 points. Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I was obviously Ovi's making the Hall of Fame, and I posted something about it on TikTok, kind of talking about this or whatever. But, what is the comment that was left on the TikTok? There's a really interesting comment. One second. Let me find it. It's, and I'll shout you out.
Yeah. While you're looking at that, I just want to say, as an Avalanche fan, obviously it's being bumped off the list, but it's, sad seeing Sakic bumped off that list there of top 10, but I'm a big Ovi guy too. Love Ovi. And, I don't know. I just think it's, getting all these newer players and more modern players into these lists is awesome. I mean, it's just continually how you make the sport better. It's kind of, I'm glad that we're getting newer players to compare even newer players to. It's always we're going to talk about this guy who hasn't played hockey in 45 years or whatever, however long, now there's players that are modern players that you can say, this young player who's, exactly. This young player who's just starting out, compare him to other players who have been, are still in the league is crazy. Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, that kind of stuff is really nice. I like seeing that. And it's even more impressive, I think, compared to some of these guys, because it's definitely harder to break into those lists in modern times. I mean, everybody's just playing better. There's a lot less of a skill gap between.
Yeah. I asked on the TikTok if people think Ovi is going to play past this season. Because I don't think it's like, it's kind of confirmed, but it's not verbally confirmed that it's his last season. A lot of people think he's going to go to the KHL for a little bit, just play in his home country. I don't know if I really see that, but Pennywise Jim on TikTok says that if he plays 3 more years, he could see him maybe potentially hitting 1,000 goals by the end of his career. Now, that's a hot TikTok take there. Yeah, I mean, he'd have
3
to
more
average,
years is crazy.
what, I mean... Yeah, but all he'd need to average is 30-something goals a season, if that, because this season's not even over. He's at 907.
Yeah.
So think about that.
I mean, yeah, but that's a 3 years is a long time. I mean,
that is a long time. Yeah, he'll be 43, or he'll be 44 maybe by the end of that time.
Yeah.
So that'd be a little crazy. But I don't know. I mean, I think he's done after this year, let's be honest, but...
I do. I think he's done, but I also disagree with the KHL take. He's not going to go back and live in Russia. They don't have Subway and they don't have Cheetos.
True. He can't do it.
He's got to stay.
It's not a good look for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
dude.
Off topic. I brought up Subway and it kind of...
plain bathroom smells like?
I don't even want to think about that, but sorry. I thought about this. I saw some ad for Subway and it brought me back, like thinking about like the original, like when we were do the food stuff on the podcast or whatever. They have like a Thanksgiving sandwich. I was like, what?
Wait, did we do that or no?
No, we never did. But like, I just saw an ad like recently for Subway and they had like some like Thanksgiving sandwich, like, which is not the craziest thing ever, but I didn't expect like Subway of all places to do that.
Yo, should we go back to our roots and review that sandwich next weekend?
I actually, I don't know about that, but I actually posted, and I didn't post, but I pinned it on our Instagram. I should repost it just to bring it back. The clip from when we talked about Oreos. Remember that?
Oh, and I got pissed, bro. Yeah, I got pissed.
Yeah, because I said I used to take the cream out of the Oreos and not even eat it. I would just eat the cookie part.
Absolutely nuts. Absolutely wild.
Yeah, insane. That's one of my favorites. That was so good.
Clip this. If you do that, if you take the cream out, if you don't even eat the cream, I don't want you to listen to the show. The cream is the best part of the Oreo. It's literally the best part. Sometimes I eat the cream first, like with my teeth, I scrape it. And then I eat the cookie. It's not.
You're doing the same thing I do. You're just eating the cream. I just didn't eat the cream part because I didn't like that part. I eat the cookie
too. You throw the cream away, dude. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Insane. Forget it. Let's
bringing
move
it back,
on.
Bringing it back.
Another
starting the argument again.
Another milestone. Jordan has eaten an Oreo with cream, finally, in his career. First time in his career.
No. I mean, obviously, I think on the clip too, I said, I don't do it anymore. I'm an adult now. I think it's what I said. But anyway.
Okay, for real. Another milestone, Brad Marchand, 1,000 points. And I was listening to Empty Netters the other day. Shout out Empty Netters. They were debating whether Brad Marchand is a Hall of Famer, and that's why I wanted to say they did it first. But I wanted to ask you, right now, is Brad Marchand a Hall of Famer?
Honestly, kind of a hot take. I don't think so. He's very well known and like whatever, but up until recently, he was always kind of like a background guy in Boston. It wasn't until he became the captain and then got traded that he really became this like big name, I feel like. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's definitely improved. I mean,
I know that Hall of Fame is based on play and stuff like that too. I don't think he's a bad player. I don't think he's a Hall of Fame level player. I think he gets some good moves and some good plays sometimes, but
yeah. Here's the thing with Brad Marchand. They made an argument. I think one of them thought he was and the other thought he wasn't, because you're right. Like, Brad Marchand has been a notable player. I'd say a famous player his whole career, but he definitely, like, his career as he got older and as his career progressed, he got better and he became Boston's captain, obviously. He's a 2-time Stanley Cup winner, but the big thing with Marchand is he doesn't have any individual awards. I'm not sure if he has a gold medal or not. I think he does. I think he has an Olympic gold medal, and that does count when you're being considered for the Hockey Hall of Fame. But what I'm wondering, so he is on a 6-year contract. If Marchand is able to win another gold medal and another Stanley Cup, then would you throw him in the Hall of Fame? That'd be 3 cups. I think I'd throw him in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he gets some more individual sports. I mean, I don't think I'm not saying he can't be a Hall of Fame player. I just say like as of like, right now, I just don't think he's reached that level. But I mean, so he has the only awards he has credited to him are 2 Stanley Cups. But those are only NHL awards, so I don't believe he has. I don't think he wasn't on
Team Canada Olympic.
No, again, and part of that comes from he wasn't at that level last time they played in the Olympics. Now, if
he's
he
on Team Canada this year, right? He's got to be. He
hasn't been officially announced for the team yet, but
I don't think any of the teams have been officially announced.
There's a couple players that are confirmed.
Fire this year.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but they're also opening it up to it's not going to be
younger
just
players.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of people, and it's not going to be all NHL players either. So
okay, but in my opinion, okay, come on, bro. Team Canada is going to be all NHL. You know it is. They conquer the NHL. They own the NHL. Let's be honest. And also, Marchand's on a 55-goal pace right now, dude. He is... And having a veteran like that, look at what he did for 4 Nations, dude. That's basically the Team Canada tryout right there. Like...
True.
I think he sealed his spot. He sealed his spot, you know. Captain of Team Canada can't be changed. It's Sid. Everybody knows. But Marchand should for sure wear an A on Team Canada.
You think it's not going to be McDavid?
No, it's Sid. 100% it's Sid, dude. I know you're just messing with me. But
are they going to do the Halifax line again in if Marchand makes the team?
Sid,
they did that
McDavid,
at
Marchand.
4 Nations. Yeah, remember another throwback to an old episode, bro. Another throwback to when we made our fantasy team and just like picked the best.
Yeah, you predicted
and just made
that.
Our own team.
You kind of predicted that in a way.
I was like, those 3 guys on a line together kind of go hard, but you know.
Maybe 4 Nations was icing the puck listener. Whoever runs the 4 Nations, you know, who was the coach Canada? Who was the coach for Team Canada in the 4 Nations? John Cooper. John Cooper is an ITP listener.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you know who's
John.
they were talking about it today on the broadcast, but Kyle Dubas is like part of the Team Canada. Like he's like out there like recruiting and talking to players and doing all that stuff. It was
personnel
like I forget the exact title, but there's something with like team like organization personnel management, something like that. I forget exactly what it was, but.
Yo, does Team USA keep Mike Sullivan behind the bench, or like what's up? Man. I don't think you could change it, right? I think once it's like set, you have to keep it. Or
is he confirmed to be the coach?
Yeah.
Is he? Okay. I didn't.
I'm like 99% sure.
Yeah.
I'm 99% sure.
I mean,
because he was
sure
4 Nations coach.
I'm sure you can change it whenever, but we'll see.
I mean, are the coaches really doing all that much? Like, the teams are so stacked. But Team USA has some injuries right now, though. Like, Kachuk brothers are both out. They should be back. Jack Hughes, that's a big one. Like, McAvoy getting hit in the face with a puck. Like, he's out for what?
Yeah,
I think
we didn't talk about that jaw
like
surgery.
Yeah.
Months. I think it's longer than that.
Oh.
Yeah, and did you see? Oh, yeah, another
McAvoy
injury we
sucks.
didn't. Yeah, we need to talk about was what's his name from the Islanders, Romanov.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that in a sec.
Yeah.
There's
we'll talk about.
There's things that lead up to this.
Yeah,
you're good. But we'll move on. Another small point I want to discuss. We talked on last episode, for those who watched, those who viewed the TikTok clips, we talked about captains, team captaincies. Me and Jordan both agreed that, you know, your captain doesn't have to be your best player. It just has to be your most respected player, and sometimes the most vocal leader on the team. And a captain can be the best player. Obviously, there's multiple teams, McDavid, Matthews, you could argue Ovi, Sid, stuff like that. But the Winnipeg Jets locked down their captain, Adam Lowry, 5 years, $25 million. I love this deal. I gave this deal an A on TikTok. I wanted to get your thoughts on the deal. I think $5 million a year is such a discount for this guy. He doesn't really get on the point sheet, but huge fight against Marcus Foligno the other night. I mean, when they named him captain, I knew it was a good thing for this team. So great leader.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. An A, I mean, I would definitely give it an A as well. Sometimes it's a little hard to say an A just because of, like you said, like his score production and stuff like that. However, he brings a lot more to that team than just that. Uh, and he seems to be a really respected player on the team, which I think is a big deal. We talked about like that makes a huge difference if your captain is obviously a really well respected player, and they seem to love him up there. And it is a steal. It's a good AAV for that. I mean, in an age where guys that aren't worth it are getting close to like, 10 a year, like you get guys that are getting that like 7 to 8 that definitely don't deserve it. Your captain taking a team friendly deal for 5 it's 5.5, right? Yeah, 5.5.
It's
Something
5.
like that, right?
It's just
Is it
5
5 even?
flat.
Okay, yeah, 5
Yeah.
is good. I mean, that says a lot about the kind of the culture in the team too. So when you have guys that are taking discount deals to help out the team, it means that they enjoy playing there, and
we've talked
everybody
about this
there
in the
likes
past,
having
but
them around.
yeah, Winnipeg is able, like, the whole thing with Winnipeg, like even just 2 to 3 years ago, was it's like the worst market in the NHL, worst place, worst stadium, like smallest fan base. Dude, for all that, for a team that's supposedly the worst, they've locked down their entire core. Like the entire team is basically locked down. Like this Winnipeg Jets team that you're watching on your TV every week is going to be the same as it is for the next 5 years, pretty much. It's not going to change. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy that they've been able to lock all these guys down. Now they have their captain. I think he's only 32 years old, so he'll be 37. Probably this is his last contract, one could assume, and then he'll probably be done. But yeah, props to the Winnipeg Jets. I like this deal.
Yeah, I mean, and we've kind of talked about the Jets. Like they're not in the best spot right now in the standings, but I still think that team plays really well together. They've just been losing some games. Like when you watch them play, they seem really in tune with each other. It's just sometimes the plays just don't
Great
work.
chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry is really good on that team. And like you said, for a team that is considered like you said, like one of the worst markets and that kind of stuff, they have really passionate fans and they have a good culture like within the team and the organization. So it's just kind of
Another thing
where they
about
play,
Winnipeg,
really.
Connor Hellebuck out for about a month and a half here. Had to get minor surgery on his knee, arthroscopic surgery. I guess something was bugging him, and the team just said, let it rip. Let's get the surgery now. I guess they feel pretty good about their backup over there, but we'll see. I mean, definitely a blow to the team. I believe they sit 3rd in the Central right now, or is it 4th?
5th.
So
They're 5th in the Central
now, man.
Yeah.
They have dropped Minnesota.
Yeah, they're 1 under Utah, and they're tied with Chicago right now.
Wow.
But
that's Central Division, man.
I have to say this. We were just talking about the Olympics or whatever. Controversial opinion here. This is gonna be a controversial hot take. He would probably be healthy by then, but him going out for the surgery and stuff like that, best thing to happen to the USA Olympic team. He does not need to start that team.
Well,
I don't think he should. Playoff Hellebuck is not good.
Yo, so who's the starter for Team USA then? Because Otter has been kind of no, he hasn't been playing that good.
I still think it's him.
Really?
Playoff Otter is different.
Swayman, Decord, like there's some names out there.
Isn't what's his name as well? No, is he Canadian? Isn't Logan Thompson? Isn't he?
Yeah, he's Canadian. He's Canadian.
He's Canadian.
He should be Team Canada's starter, but it's going to be Bennington. That job isn't gonna.
Honestly,
he won the 4 Nations.
I won't even get into it. He didn't win 4 Nations. I'm just kidding. He didn't win 4 Nations. Hellebuck lost it. Just saying.
Who's another American goalie right now?
Dude, even Winnipeg fans agree with me. Playoff Hellebuck is just not it. But
man, Spencer Knight for Team USA. How about that?
Dude played really good tonight against Colorado.
He's solid.
But the top 3 are Hellebuck, Onger, and Swayman are the kind of top 3 choices right now.
Swayman stepped it up. Swayman stepped it up this year.
Yeah.
But he
But
also choked in the playoffs too. Last time he was there, you know. I don't think
that's
he
true.
got a start in Four Nations. Did he? Did he
He did
come in
not.
for
No,
like cleanup one
he
time,
was
or
third. I think yeah, he was the third string after Otter.
I think he came in for cleanup against Sweden or something like that. I don't know. I don't
Mm,
remember
no, because I think
specifically.
no, because I think didn't Andre play? He played that entire game.
I think he lost that game too.
Did he?
I don't remember.
Anyway, it's
But
but
a couple other things I wanted to talk about here before we get into our big diamond that's shining right in front of us. But Quinn Hughes, when I said we'd talk about the Vancouver Canucks, Quinn Hughes, there are rumors right now that Quinn Hughes might get traded and that he might request a trade because what's happening right now, GM Jim Rutherford said that's not really about money. The whole situation is out of the team's control. Quinn wants to play with his brothers, and aside from playing with his brothers, which is the main topic here, point of thing, but he just wants to win. And let's be honest, since 2 years ago when Vancouver made the playoffs, it hasn't looked too good. The team has really kind of hit this like brick wall of inconsistency, which is funny because the roster isn't bad in my opinion. Like I actually don't mind the players that they have this year, and sometimes they look good and sometimes they really don't. You know, being a Stars fan, I watched the Stars play them a couple nights ago, and the Stars, I mean, earlier in the week just absolutely killed them towards the end of the game, and it's like that's kind of the story of this Vancouver team. They kind of just let go of games. You know, they kind of lose control really easily, a lot of mistakes. I mean, we could point out bad contracts, like the Elias Pettersson contract obviously isn't working out too well for them. Thatcher Demko contract, he never plays, he's always hurt. Like,
he's
if I
injured
was
right
Quinn
now
Hughes, I
too.
would, yeah, yeah. If I was Quinn Hughes, I'd want to leave as well. But my question to you is, like, is it an obvious answer that he goes to play with his brothers in New Jersey and maybe, you know, they take up his contract there and extend him a little bit? Or does he go somewhere else and surprise all of us?
I mean, I think if they can pull it off, and I mean, New Jersey has the capital, they have the cap space to take him on. The issue is they don't really have any assets that Vancouver might be interested in. I mean, if it was one thing of, you know, if he was just, he's got 2 years left of his contract. If it was like an instance where they just didn't re-sign him and he was a free agent, then I can see, you know, New Jersey signing him instantly. But they have to get something for him. I mean, even though the team is not doing good, he is playing well. He always plays well. He's really, you know, even when he's not producing as much offensively, defensively, he's really good too. So they have to get something for him in a trade. And I just don't think that is going to come from New Jersey. Now, I can see in a couple of years when his contract is up, signing with them, but as of right now, I think he's going to go somewhere else if he does get traded. I don't really know where it would be. They're definitely going to want to try and ship him out to the East Coast somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. I mean, you could look at, I mean, there's any number of teams out there that would trade for him, but I don't really know what they would get in return. I can speculate and say, like,
I mean,
what team I think he should try and go for.
I disagree with you a little bit on like what like New Jersey doesn't have much to give, because I think New Jersey, like if I was New Jersey, okay, and if I was Vancouver, I would answer the phone. I would take this. If I got obviously a first round pick, okay, like a defenseman to replace him, like your top defenseman, so Siegenthaler, throw Siegenthaler in there, and then maybe throw in like a Dawson Mercer, or some top six forward. If you throw that in there, I would take it. I would take it. If he doesn't want to stay, which I think is pretty clear he doesn't want to play in Vancouver, which I don't blame him. Like, yeah, I mean, why not? Like, if you're New Jersey and you're in this win now window, you know what's funny though is like even if he was there and he wants to play with his brothers, I don't think they'd be able to play together. Like they can't stay on the ice.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
would see an assortment of the brothers play, like maybe two of them at a time, but I don't think we'd see all three of them on the ice for like one game probably, you know, and they'd all just like,
that's true.
I
Can you
got
imagine?
hurt.
I mean, so what I was saying is not necessarily that I'm not saying that New Jersey shouldn't try. I mean, I think that they absolutely should. I just don't know there's nothing like, I don't think there's anything that other than picks and
Equates
yeah, maybe
to
some
Quinn
depth
Hughes.
guys. Yeah. But Vancouver doesn't need depth. They need top line, like top level players
Stars.
right now because their guys are not doing it. They're not getting it done. So I can maybe see like a huge like three-way trade maybe going on
Mm,
for something like that, like dumping some of their top end cap for some of their other guys and sending, Hughes over
and
to New
Vancouver gets
Jersey and getting
a
stuff.
role player, a key player. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then again, who are they going to, they have to get it from a team that's not a contender right now. I don't know. There's a lot of, they're going to trade with the
What's a
Leafs
team
somehow
you'd like to see Quinn Hughes on?
that I would like to see him on. I don't know. I was thinking like Tampa for some reason. I can see him getting shipped out
Yeah,
there,
that'd be
like
cool.
going to like a Florida team. Not the Panthers, but like Tampa specifically.
I don't know if they have the cap to pull that.
No, I don't think so either.
Like,
Again,
yeah.
that's going to be the hardest part. What's his contract right now?
Imagine, I was thinking about this, super random
Eight
one.
five.
Imagine Quinn Hughes on Ottawa. Man,
In
dude,
where?
would
Sorry,
he like Ottawa?
Ottawa.
Dude, like that's like a premier. I mean, they already have Jake Sanderson, who's pretty good, but like, dude, that'd be nuts. I think he's like a, because they don't really have like what they have Tim Stützle and Brady Kachuk, but like Quinn Hughes is like a mega talented individual. Like, imagine him with those guys, like that would vault them
Yeah,
into a winning spot real easily. But
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of
that'd be
potential. I
interesting.
mean, we didn't even talk about any. I know that we said that he's probably. I said he's probably going to be shipped out to the East Coast, but there are West Coast teams that could trade for him, like the Ducks.
Dude,
That'd be
would be
crazy. In
nuts.
division
Would be
would be
nuts.
mad. Like, would
They
be a
would
crazy
never
thing to
trade
do.
him in division. They would never ever trade him in division. I don't like. I could. Where I could see him going though, really random, like Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota does not have the money for that right
Currently, they
now.
do. Currently, they
Well,
do.
I
Not
guess
next
currently they
year.
do.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Next year they do not have the money. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of I think it's more so gonna be who can make them the best offer and whoever gives them the most for it. And it
Yeah.
may I don't know, some teams might just give everything away just to get Quinn Hughes on their team. But I think they have to look at the risk of he is probably not going to re-sign a contract with us in the next, after this one, because he's probably going to sign in New Jersey if he can.
Yeah.
Which I mean, so that's where it's like a team that is in a position to win a cup potentially in the next year or two is going to be have to decide if they want to risk making that offer. And if we do see a trade, I don't think we see a trade till later in the season. I definitely don't think we see one right now.
Yeah. Probably till right at the deadline.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be maybe at the deadline, maybe a little bit before, kind of in line or kind of similar to what happened with Rantanen last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's slightly different. It's a slightly different scenario because there is a contract already in place. But I think the team is going to try and see if they can turn it around a little bit here. But if if they slip too far by like the beginning of February or something like that, I could definitely see them making a trade then.
Well, so Quinn himself has said if they're in a winning position, he'd like to stay. Like if they're winning. If they're in a playoff spot is basically what he's saying. So I mean, we've talked about it before. I feel like Vancouver, if they play well enough, they have the roster to do it. If Demko comes back and stays back, like I think they could find themselves in a playoff spot. But time will tell with that team.
Yeah, and I think that if he is going to stay, if they're in a playoff position, I think they have to be in a solid position. I don't think a wild card position is going to be good enough because they tried that last time. They barely missed last year, and the last time they were in was a wild card spot, and it was just I don't know. I think they have to be in a solid like second or third place. I mean, there's no way they're taking first in the division. Second and third is even a stretch. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll definitely have to keep an eye out on that one. That could be the big trade of the season potentially. Yeah,
I know there's going to be one, and it might just be that one, but should be interesting. Time will tell with that. It's time, I think, we get into the Big Daddy here. I'll be the one to announce it. My prince, Miko Rantanen, has been a bit of a naughty boy. He's on the naughty list for this Christmas, that's for sure. Miko Rantanen, some key moments for him this year. Stars played the Islanders on Thursday, earlier this week, and Miko Rantanen laid a massive hit on Alexander Romanov, who is now out for 5 to 6 months with a collarbone injury that he has to get surgery on. Fast forward to last night, the Stars play the Calgary Flames, and Miko Rantanen just levels Matt Coronado and busts his nose open. Both of those resulting in game misconducts. Miko Rantanen was ejected from both games. The Islanders game, there's about 3 minutes left in that. He was ejected. We'll talk about that game in detail. I really want to talk about that game specifically in detail.
Mainly the last like 5 minutes of that game.
The last minute and a half. And then against the Flames, game misconduct in the second period. I was out the rest of the game, and I think he was a crucial reason why they lost that game. Stars lost both games, by the way. Do you want to give your thoughts on these hits, or do you want me to go first?
I'll say something about it, especially as I know everybody's going to say it, and it's going to be talked about as apparently a salty Avalanche fan, even though I'm not mad about him being
Your
traded.
Instagram post just double down on that the other night.
I didn't say that's not a I was just.
Can you display it for us? Can you edit that in here? Is that a thing that we could do here?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. I can insert it.
Let's go ahead and show everybody what you had to say last night. But continue with what you said.
I thought it was kind of funny. If you don't follow us on Instagram, go follow us on Instagram and check it out. It was pretty funny. And again, like I said in the post, it was not approved by Brian. I just did it anyway. I let him know ahead of time, but I still posted it. So historically, there's two things that we need to talk about with Rantanen. He's a very passionate player, and he's always been a little heated. He gets pretty angry. However, he is not a dirty player. He's not he doesn't go out there. If he gets frustrated, he'll lay some hits, and he's maybe gone a little too hard a few times in the past too. These are not exclusive incidents. But I actually saw someone brought up back in the playoffs in 2020 at Colorado against Dallas. He had a really bad knee-on-knee hit to Heiskanen, which Heiskanen did not play the rest of that game. Colorado won that game. It was the last 10 minutes of the game or something like that. But we all know what happened at the end of that series. But anyway, we don't talk about that.
Yoel Kiviranta.
Yeah, Avs legend. Yoel Kiviranta now.
True.
But so, yeah, I mean, he's a big guy. He gets a little heated, but he's not a dirty player. The first hit on Romanov is unfortunate. It was not entirely his fault. I won't, take all of the blame off of him. He was still coming in hot. And, I mean, even if he didn't get pushed a little bit and off balance, he still was going to hit him. And he still did. I mean, obviously he made contact with him. It just ended up being worse than it was because it's just the whole situation. However, the Coronado hit last night was entirely intentional. And I don't really know what the point of that was and what he was thinking there. That one, I think, is where he deserved a suspension. I don't think a 1-game automatic suspension is enough. I definitely think he should have gotten at least 2 games.
Whoa.
However, the 1-game suspension wasn't automatic due to league rules. But yeah, I mean, again, I don't think these 2 incidents make him a dirty player, but you have to see the corruption of Dallas sneaking its way in there and the Jamie Benn influence, as everybody likes to point out, corrupting our sweet prince, Miko Rantanen.
Oh my God.
But no, it's the first one was an unfortunate incident that could have been avoided, I think, but was not entirely intentional. But the second one was, I mean, that one was deserved. He deserved that penalty, misconduct, and the suspension for that one. What's your take on it?
Okay, so we have similar takes. Actually, I agree with you for the most part. There are a few things I disagree on. So the Romanov hit was way worse than it was supposed to be. I think Rantanen had full intentions of hitting Romanov. I feel like he was going to drill him into the boards. 2 key things happened. So Pulock is actually behind Rantanen. I believe it was Pulock, or may have been Mayweather.
It was Mayweather.
It was one of them. Yeah, Mayweather. He's basically chasing Rantanen, has the stick between his legs, as he should. I mean, he's trying to make a defensive play. The puck was close to both Romanov and Rantanen. Really a battle for the puck. Romanov, if you watch it, Romanov leans forward really hard, trying to basically
I think he slightly falls a little bit himself.
He
kind of
does. And
starts to
then
fall himself.
Rantanen falls because Mayweather's stick is in there. It was a bad situation. I understand like the tensions flaring after that hit. Like Romanov, obviously he broke his collarbone. Like if I was the Islanders, they did the right thing. They stuck up for a key player. I believe Horvat started some of the festivities after that. Obviously, both teams' tensions flared. It was the right thing. The one thing that I thought was absolutely ridiculous that nobody's bringing up is Patrick Waugh's comments towards Miko Rantanen afterwards. And while I'm not shaming Patrick Waugh for sticking up for his player, like obviously you want to play for a guy like that that's passionate on the bench, but directly threatening an opposing player is absolutely wild, and he's not getting any punishment for that, and nobody seems to talk about that. He literally told him, you aren't going to finish the game when you come to New York, putting a target on Miko Rantanen's back. Now, everybody knows in hockey, a target goes on a player's back for retaliation, and usually a fight happens next time two teams meet, but it's not verbally noted, and it's not said to the player. I thought Patrick Waugh was a little out of line for that. Coaches are supposed to be professional. They're supposed to be the overall leader of the team. That's just my opinion. Once again, that's my opinion as a media member, but whatever, say what you want about it. Now, the Coronado hit, okay, here's the thing. Coach Glenn Golitzin said before the season started that he wanted this Dallas team to be more physical because a thing they've been lacking for years is physicality. Okay, I don't think Miko Rantanen realizes that he's 6'4", 225 pounds sometimes. And when you tell a guy like that to go and be more physical, it gets scary. I mean, I wouldn't want a guy like that hitting me. Coronado was the only player on Calgary making an effort that whole game. He is a hell of a player. He scored the first goal of the game, okay, and I believe, he had the primary assists on another goal. So he was the main guy kind of keeping the heartbeat of that Calgary team alive. Miko Rantanen had seen some, what he probably believed, unfair shakes that game. He was getting passionate, a little angry, like you said he does. He's known for that. So I'll say this, the Coronado hit was dirty, fully intentional. He had all intentions of killing Matt Coronado. But Matt Coronado made it worse for himself by spinning against the wall. Okay, he spun into the wall, and no,
victim
now hold
blaming over here.
Hold on a minute. Okay, now one way or another, Miko Rantanen was going to inflict serious harm on Coronado, but Coronado really set his nose up for failure. Okay, and the blood made it look a lot worse than it was. Okay, now did Miko Rantanen deserve to get a suspension? As a Stars fan, yes, I think he deserves a suspension. Okay, it sucks. It's really going to affect the team. We've already lost to two bad teams. The Islanders aren't completely bad, but they're not an amazing team. They're not as good as the Stars. The Stars should have won both of those games. And it's not just because of Rantanen's actions that we lost those games. The team really hasn't been stepping up. But, I'm not going to talk just about the Stars here, but, yes, Miko Rantanen deserves, in my opinion, I think a one-game suspension is enough, okay? And that's where my bias comes out, because he already had to get ejected from the games. That's a punishment enough in itself, okay? Suspend him for one, call it a day. He reached out to Romanov, we're chilling. Okay, if he gets a 2-game suspension, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised at a 3. If he gets a 3, it's a little overdone, but, I wouldn't be surprised. So that's my take on this whole situation.
Additional suspension on top of the automatic one?
I think he might get a 2-game suspension. I think he might get another game.
Really? Okay.
I think the Coronado hit, people...
Yeah, I didn't think that there were going to be any supplement. I thought they were just going to leave it. I think they're just going to leave it alone and let the one game be enough. That's why I said I think it should be 2. But if they do add one on there, I think that's fair. And I think that he deserved a suspension for the hit on Coronado alone. It just added to the fact with the Romanov hit 2 days prior. You brought up an interesting thing where you said the Stars coach, said that we need to be more physical and things like that. He says that, and then 2 key players on the opposing teams get taken out. Are we looking at a possible investigation here for setting some bounties here?
All right, Sean Payton, relax.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. But I agree with your take about Patrick Waugh. I think what he said is out of line. And I'll be honest. He's a good goalie. I still think he's kind of a crybaby as a person. He was a good goalie. He's not a good coach. I'm just saying it. I don't think he's a great coach. He was not good in Colorado. Left the team when things got bad and ran away. And he just gets too vocal like that and gets too just
Too
I don't
emotional, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he can't keep his temper in check. I mean, he did that when he was a player too. He was just I don't think he's built for that kind of interaction. I mean, the only thing he has
Not
going for
built
him, he's
for
a
the
really
bench.
good goalie. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
when the players on your team, who are the guys that are supposed to stand up for their teammates and stuff like that, are more reserved and look more professional than your head coach, it's not a good look. It's not the first time he's done that behind the bench with that kind of stuff. I mean, he's physically broken stuff in rinks before as a coach in these kind of situations, and it's just not a good look. I 100% agree that he should face some kind of discipline for that, but he's not going to because he's Patrick.
Because the
Law,
hit was bad enough.
and it's
I think the hit was bad enough too.
and it's it got the views, and it the league doesn't want to set that precedent, because that could potentially have coaches not standing up for their guys in fear of getting fined or even themselves getting kicked out from behind the bench. It's happened before. Coaches have been kicked out of games and gotten misconducts before. Didn't it happen last year? What did that happen last year? Or was that 2 years ago? I feel like there was a game where, was it the game in Carolina? Was it Carolina and the Senators?
No, I think it was Florida and Tampa, maybe. Remember that one game last year where it just got nuts, dude?
Was that what it was?
Or was that Ottawa and Florida or something?
Well, I remember the one last year that got really bad was Washington and Carolina, where at the end of the game there was 10 players total left in the game from total between both teams or whatever. It was crazy.
Yo, you know what I don't think we've talked about that kind of relates to this is that whole line brawl at the end of Detroit and New York.
Yeah.
Last Sunday, dude. That picture with the uniforms. Oh man, dude, that was incredible. What a game.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to say, those Detroit uniforms are good. Just saying.
They're sick.
But yeah, I mean, that's where you settle that kind of stuff. You settle it on the ice with your team, that kind of thing. You don't threaten other players and that kind of stuff. I mean, now
mention the retaliation that's coming.
If something happens, if somebody intentionally tries to injure Rantanen when they play, I think it's next year. It's February or something like that, isn't it? Or no, March.
Something like that.
When they play each other again in New York. If something happens, one, I know for a fact there's going to be an opening face-off brawl. There has to be.
For sure. Yeah.
But if something happens to Rantanen, somebody intentionally tries to injure him, and if they're successful, I think that's a big deal. I think that could potentially be bad news for Patrick Waugh, because that's recorded. It's out there. Exactly. Now, like I said, line brawls and fights between the players on the team is one thing, but when you have that...
I love it. Stick up for your guys.
Yeah, when you have a coach saying that, and then potentially something happens in the future, that can't happen. Keep it behind the scenes if you need to, but don't make it public like that. You're just incriminating yourself.
Yo, I'm jumping to a totally other topic here, but we're talking uniforms with Detroit right there. But what's your opinion here on these winter classics that dropped? What do you think, man? Florida and New York.
I don't like either of them that.
Really?
The thing, it's funny. The thing I like the most about the uniforms, I like Florida's pants and the color they use, brown? And that tan kind of it's the color from their old
Detroit's
logo they're
using it right now.
What's that?
Detroit has that same color.
Oh yes,
on their Centennials.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Florida's old logo. I was like, why is Detroit using Florida's old logo?
No. Looking at these, the Florida ones are cool. I like the logo that they brought back, the raging cat. I think that's awesome. Looks like a alley cat that didn't get its chicken wings. It's pissed off. It's mean. I think the stripes are a little ugly, but it's the Winter Classic. It's supposed to be a older hockey jersey look. Yo, I don't care what anybody says, bro. I like New York's. New York's are awesome. And for me, it's about the fine-tuned details, bro. The apple on the shoulder, sick. Sick.
It's just so basic. New York has it's like they have good colors, red, white, and blue. Awesome colors. Everybody knows this. They have that sick old, the NYR, like with the Statue of Liberty logo.
I was just about to say, no, you remember the ones that they had when they played the Islanders in the Winter Classic the other year, and it was the big NYR diagonal? Those are like top 3 of all time.
So we've talked about this behind the scenes. I don't know if anybody we've never really talked about it on a podcast. I seriously dislike jerseys that just have text on the front. I think it's a cop out.
Crazy.
I think it's a bad look. I just think it's boring. Like, you have logos and you can use them for stuff. Use them. Like, I know where you are. I know what team you are. I know where you play. You don't need to put it on the front of your jersey.
That is their logo.
That's lame. They should rebrand. They should change it.
Oh my gosh. The Statue of Liberty is sick. If that was a primary, that one's cool. I like that one.
I think their best uniform is that navy blue one.
Oh, with the shield?
That's their best
yeah,
one.
That one
that should be their
hard
primary. Too. But we talked about a lot of different combinations. So yeah, I like Florida's. Like, the stripes are no-go for me. I don't like the stripes on the arms. I think it would have been better if they did maybe like a vertical stripe down the arm between the red and the blue. But the horizontal stripes, it just, you look like a soccer player. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I like the colors. I like the pants. I like the color combo and the kind of the layout of everything.
I like the gold too. Kind of brings it back to the 90s a little bit. This uniform, by the way, is a lot better than that like silly palm tree alternate that they brought back a couple years ago. I wasn't a big fan of that. That one was a little weird.
Yeah. I will say this though, even though I'm not a huge fan of the New York ones, it's the best Winter Classic jersey in the past like 2 years.
No,
because
the NYR one was way better.
That wasn't a Winter Classic though.
Was that Stadium Series?
That was a
They played it outside at MSG or at MetLife.
Yeah, I think that was a Stadium Series. I don't think that was, because last year was St. Louis, remember?
And St. Louis and Chicago. So
and
I think
the year
that was
before
Stadium
that was
Series was
Seattle.
Islanders, New York.
Yeah.
Oh,
the Seattle Vegas ones,
was cool. Those were.
Which one? The Seattle
one? You like those?
No,
I like the Seattle and the Vegas uniforms in that one. I thought they were cool.
I don't know. I mean, they weren't bad, but I don't know. I'm looking at a picture of that one right now, actually, while we're talking about it. And I mean,
yo, you know what my biggest dream is for this Dallas Stadium Series next year in 2027 at A&T? Dude, I hope it's against the Avs, man. That is like, dude, that would be a dream. We're going. Well, even if it's not against the Avs, we're going. We're going.
You know what?
Like,
yeah, we're going. You know what it needs
right?
to be? You know what would be sick? Would be awesome if it's against the Avs and they do Rockies and Rangers like style, like colors. That'd be sick. I know they're not going to, but that would never. Be sick.
Yo, if it's Avs Stars, we each.
Go ahead.
What?
Well, I was saying I need a purple one. I need a purple like Rockies Avs jersey. That'd be sick.
That'd be sick. Yeah. But if it's Avs Stars, we're both obligated to this is we got to start saving money now. So because we both have to buy the jerseys and we have to go to the game. So like $2,000 for like $4,000 total for both of us to go to this event probably. Because we eat a lot of food, by the way. Maybe we should bring back the food Thanksgiving episode next week.
They're not. You don't think they're going to do the all-you-can-eat section at the the Stadium Series game?
Jerry Jones isn't that cheap. That's
right. I forgot it's there. It's not. I forgot that it's not at the Rangers. That's right. It would have been
Rangers.
Even better, bro. I forgot Broncos Dallas, like Broncos Cowboys stylings, dude, and orange Avs jersey would go crazy.
That's kind of gross. Sorry. They'd basically be wearing the Edmonton colors. Think about it that way.
Why would you say that to me?
It's true.
Dude, imagine the Broncos like throwback, like classic, as you can see in the right here, like that kind of styling, dude. That would be sick. No, that'd be awesome. I hope it's against the Avs. I really do. It's not gonna be because the league hates the Avs.
But that's like the biggest rivalry though for that team, for those teams. That would draw a serious crowd.
Yeah, it would. It would. But
I feel like
it's not going to be. It's going to be against some lame team. It's going to be against some lame
Watch it be against like I don't know, LA or some shit.
No, it's going to be Utah.
Yeah,
Utah's the
really
baby of the league.
that.
They've got to get more exposure.
No. I think it's going to... Wait, have they already announced the Winter Classic for next year or no? They just announced them year by year, right?
Yeah, they haven't announced like the teams. I know there's going to be one.
Utah's going to get the Winter Classic because it's going to be like snowing, all like mountains in the background. You already know they're going to do it at the Utah University of Utah Stadium, and then Dallas is going to get we have the Stadium Series, so it's going to be against Colorado, and Utah is going to be against like Minnesota or something. It's going to be, but they can't do two Central divisions.
They
so
should.
It can't be,
Best division. Best division needs all the outdoor and the.
What? It's going to be like Dallas versus like Buffalo or something. I don't know. It's going to be something stupid.
Yeah. It's going to be some like lame
we're going one way or
matchup
another. We got to go.
Yeah.
You can wear your Sagan jersey.
That's true. I can. But I don't know. We'll find out soon enough, and we'll be disappointed with whatever it's going to be. But unless it's the Avs, I think I want the Avs to play all of them, and I know you want Dallas to play all of those because they're so cool. But
Dallas hasn't had one since 20.
Yeah, the Winter Classic there, that was good. I like those uniforms.
I would love to have one, but they're like $1,000 resale every time I see them.
Yeah, the last time that Colorado played a Winter Classic was against Vegas.
I thought it was against LA.
I think that was a Winter Classic.
Vegas?
Was it? Yeah, it was Vegas.
Let me look it up. Was it?
Because they had the Nordiques jerseys. That was their original throwback Nordiques jerseys. I believe it was a Winter Classic. And then they had before that, like 2 years before that, there was the Stadium Series. That was 2019.
Colorado Avalanche Winter Classic. Last time y'all played a Winter Classic, y'all played the 2016 Stadium Series against Detroit and the 2020 Stadium Series against the Kings. Those are the only two y'all played. Yeah.
No, what was the...
Never played a Winter Classic. It says the AI.
Oh, that's right.
AI,
those were just reverse retro
Stadium Series.
I feel like...
Yeah, but that's what I remember, the 2020 one against the Kings where they had the big C on the front. Because the Nordiques was, I think, against Detroit.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't considered a Winter Classic. It was the Outdoors Lake Tahoe game in 2021 against Vegas.
Yeah, and y'all had those ugly
maroon
giant
Nordiques
jerseys.
Yeah.
Oh no! Look, I'm talking about these.
That's a Stadium Series jersey. Yeah, that's a Stadium Series jersey.
Those are ugly as piss, dude.
Yeah, I don't like those ones. No. The one I'm talking about is the reverse retro, like maroon Nordiques jerseys.
I see them right
They
here.
played it against Vegas. Yeah, the 2016 Stadium Series uniforms, the ones with like just the Colorado C in the middle, those are okay. The 2020 Stadium Series ones, not good. I don't like those ones. Yeah, and then those Nordiques jerseys are cool. The new Nordique jerseys are better.
You need to get one.
I do need to get one.
You thinking about it?
Yeah.
Thinking about it?
If I can get them. I mean, they're out of stock till like next year sometime already.
Which player?
All of them. Oh, you're talking about which one would I get?
Yeah. I think you should get Nichushkin.
No, Landeskog. I want a Landeskog jersey. If I'm going to get like a classic one like that.
Jersey?
Yeah.
Yo, I don't like people who have multiple jerseys of the same player, bro. That's kind of crazy, dude. I think I have 2 Jamie Benn jerseys. Soon to be 3, hopefully. Yeah. I'll find the other one.
Yeah. I think I need a classic, like, especially in that one. I definitely need a Landeskog in that one if I'm going to get one.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
But, or what would be cool is a goalie, maybe a Blackwood jersey, and that would be cool too.
Ooh.
Even though he didn't wear it.
A Wedgwood jersey.
Actually, he probably will. He will wear it this season or coming up because they got like 5 more games where they're wearing that uniform this year. So.
Sick.
Yeah, there's going to be another, when they go to Carolina, there's going to be another Whalers and Nordiques matchup when they go to Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but, I don't know. We talked a lot about the Avs now. So we talked about a lot of the Avs uniforms for a minute there. That's kind of kind of interesting.
Yeah, we just deep dove into some uniforms. Is there anything else we want to discuss here, or are we moving on
I
to
mean,
next week?
no, I mean the one thing we can talk about, we kind of mentioned, we'll talk about it. Colorado has even more solidified their lead in the league with their win tonight against Chicago. They are now 37 points for the year. They have a 9-game win streak. Pretty good. The goal differential is still crazy. They're at plus 38. Really good.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Do you think there's a chance that they get to 20 regulation wins before they get a regulation loss?
Another regulation loss, you mean? They already have one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, before they get to 2 regulation losses.
Do I want that to happen? Yes. Will it happen?
Do you think it
I don't
could
think
happen?
so. I could. I mean, I don't know. They've been playing really well. This game against Chicago is their closest game they've had in like 2 weeks. And that was a one goal game. I mean,
who's the next 3 opponents?
Their schedule. Actually, I don't know what their next couple games are.
Part of me just thinks it doesn't matter. Like, they just keep winning. And it's kind
their
of
next
crazy.
Their next game is on Wednesday against the Sharks, and then after that they have a back-to-back. It's all these back-to-backs. They have a Friday game against Minnesota, and then they're 2 back-to-back like afternoon games, which is weird. One of them's an away game in Minnesota, and there's a home game against Montreal. That's on the 29th. So I guess they're trying to fit in a couple games there before the end of the year.
Yeah.
But
I think, I really think the Avs have the potential to be the first President's Trophy team to win the Cup in a while. And that's a hot take, but that's an early season take here. But the way it's looking, I just don't know who's better than them. I don't know who could beat them in the West right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the whole President's Trophy curse thing is real. I mean, I know I think it's just a whatever. It's a league superstition thing. I mean, there's a lot of those in hockey. Hockey is a superstitious sport, but I just know that I have pretty good confidence if they make it to the Cup final. Historically, they're pretty good there. They're 3-0 in the Cup final. So I don't know. They're again. I said it last week. I'm done being a Avs apologizer. They're good, and I know they're good, and they're a serious. They're a solid team now.
They really are.
Even scary. With Nichushkin out, they're still playing really well. They've got a lot of guys, and I talked about him last week. Gavin Brindley gets injured; he's out right now too. But still, the team has looked really solid. Luckily, we have a lot of guys that are able to be slotted in that have played really well. I really hope that they call Taylor McCarr up again and he plays some more, because just love that. Talk about playing with your brothers and
brotherly love.
It's crazy. Yeah, 2 McCarrs on the same team.
We're talking about a team that's doing really good right now. I want to talk about 2 teams before we end this episode. 2 teams that really I don't think anybody expected to be where they're at right now, and that's the Toronto Maple Leafs and the New York Rangers are both at the bottom of their divisions. And this is something that needs to be discussed because some generational fall-offs are happening right now with these 2 teams. New York Rangers, President's Trophy winners 2 years ago. And now it's just in shambles. What do you think is the issue with this team? And what do you think is going to happen to this team in a couple months?
See, I was going to say, New York, I really don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know what it is. Because I watched them play, and when they played Colorado, they didn't look like a bad team. And I mean, the score was a little misleading in that game. There was 2 empty net goals, so it looked like they doubled them up. It was really a 1-goal win for Colorado. But they didn't look like a bad team. Now, Toronto, on the other hand, I can tell you what the problem is there. I think their biggest issue right now is goaltending. I've seen some of the goals that have been scored on them, and they're weak goals. They are just 100% goals that should be stopped by the goaltender, and they're just not getting that from both their goaltenders, their starter and their backup. But as far as New York,
Stolarz was hurt for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he came back, but still hasn't been playing too well. New York, I mean, you could kind of get on the goaltending a little bit. Shesterkin started pretty hot. I think he still plays decently well, but And it goes into defense as well. Like, you give Gavrikov that huge contract, and it's like it's not working. I mean, they still have like a -3 goal differential. They only have one win at home. That is still
That's
an
crazy.
issue up to this point. And that place is one of, I would say, like one of the hardest places to play for opposing teams.
Yeah.
Like
Dude, what happens first? Colorado gets another regulation loss, or New York wins another game at home?
I need to look at the schedules. Let me look at the schedules really quick. So you already said, hold on. So the Rangers are about to play the Blues at home. So their next two home games are the Blues and the Lightning, and that's all the way up until next Saturday. They could beat the Blues at home. So I'm going to say New York.
Hopefully.
I think New York, they should. The Blues aren't that good, but New York's got a defense problem. It's fully a defense problem, but it's also, and we talked about this with Mike Sullivan coaching style and a lot of these players, it's an effort problem. It's a culture problem. Like JT Miller named captain, you would think he would put in some solid effort. I saw a play from him the other day in his own zone, not even attempting to play defense, just skating past the guy who's handling the puck.
What's weird is that very next game when he played against Colorado, the effort was there. Like, you could tell the difference.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is like from game to game. And that's kind of one of their issues too, is like one game they look decent, and then the next game they don't. Because he had some good plays against Colorado as well, which, like I said, that was a much closer game than it looked like based on the score sheet. But yeah, I guess that's a good point. The consistency is a big issue for them.
And it's kind of the same with Toronto as well. It's the same with Toronto. Yeah. Inconsistency, lack of effort sometimes.
Yeah, Toronto, the biggest detriment to them right now is their goaltending. But yeah, the inconsistency as well. Because they've been scoring in some of their games. The Toronto has scored.
Yeah, and they had that comeback win, that Nylander overtime winner against St. Louis the other day. That was a good one. And sometimes with Toronto, you feel like their season might be able to bounce back a little bit. Like, it would be weird not seeing Toronto in the playoffs, but right now it's a possibility that we might not see them.
Honestly, though, that's not the worst thing ever. Free up the spot for a team that might actually do something in the playoffs.
Yeah, some new blood.
Yeah, I mean, give somebody else a chance to maybe do something other than, leave in the first round. Second round.
I would love to see Boston in the playoffs over Toronto as of right now. I think that'd be great.
Sure.
I think that'd be fun.
I mean, Boston looks way better than Toronto right now, which, if you ask me,
Philadelphia.
That's another team.
Philadelphia's technically in a playoff picture right now.
Yeah.
So
talk about a team that's kind of had some new life all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it before. Best thing to happen for Trevor Zegras is to get traded to Philadelphia. Dude's looking really good.
And Rick Tocchet is fitting that head coach role there. Like, I think things maybe went a little sideways for him in Vancouver, but I never thought he was a bad coach. Like, Philadelphia, it seems to be, they're starting to get the right pieces, and they're definitely a couple pieces away, but like a team that has really surprised us and turned it around this year, like Philadelphia, for sure. I feel like we don't talk about the Flyers that much, but like last year was kind of the Michkov show. Everything was exciting with Michkov. But I feel like this year, like as a team, and like, in our preseason predictions, we thought they were just going to be horrible again because of the goaltending. But Dan Vladar, dude, just kind of stepped it up for that team. And this is it's like a team like they're playing for each other. It feels like they're playing for each other now.
Yeah, no lack of effort on that team.
Yeah, for sure.
They get scrappy for each other too. Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm very, like you said, I'm very surprised to see Toronto and New York at the bottom of their in each of their divisions. Yeah, I mean, is there any hope for either of their seasons so far? Still, I mean, potentially, but it's now or never.
If New York can't win at home,
yeah, it's now or never.
If they can't win at home, yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah,
I think that they're gonna trade a good amount of those guys away at the deadline. Yeah. Panarin for sure. Panarin's gone.
Yeah, are they gonna ship more players off to California to the Ducks? Ship a couple more players off that all of a sudden start going off out in California.
I don't think the Ducks need anybody else,
No,
man.
they
The Ducks
don't.
are sitting
No.
fresh atop that
Yeah,
division right
I
now.
know.
you
Crazy. Who'd have thought? That's
God, they're
crazy.
so fun. I
Yeah.
say it every week, but they're so fun.
I'm glad
they're
they're
so
there.
exciting.
I love the Ducks being first in
same.
that division. It's awesome.
Who doesn't like the Ducks, man?
I just need the Sharks to be second in that division, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, they're sitting at 5th right now.
No, they dropped down. They're 6th now.
According to me, here on the phone, they're 5th.
Looking directly at the.
I got Anaheim, Seattle, Vegas, LA, San Jose, and
Oh, they went up.
Edmonton's
You know why? I hadn't refreshed. They just won. That's why.
Oh, they literally just won.
Yeah, they won tonight they won against the Bruins.
Real quick,
So-
we could end off the episode with this, with another team that's falling down. Edmonton. Eesh.
I'll hold my tongue
Are
on
they
this
missing
one.
playoffs?
Everybody
Are they
knows.
missing playoffs?
Can you imagine? That'd be crazy. Maybe if they make playoffs, maybe this is the year. No, they wouldn't even. More importantly, even if they make playoffs, more importantly, they're not playing LA first round.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Actually, no, not good for them. Good for LA.
Good for LA.
Not good for Edmonton.
Yeah.
Good for LA.
Yeah. Edmonton no longer has like somehow a cheat code into the second round for some reason. But I don't know. I mean,
Dude, this team is so weird. Listen to this. Listen to these scores this past month. They beat the Hurricanes 4-3, and then they lose to the Sabres 5-1. They lose to the Capitals 7-4, lose to the Lightning 2-1 in OT, and then they beat the Panthers 6-3. What is going on? Like, I talk about inconsistent.
well,
Like,
here's the
this team
thing.
is so weird.
Here's the thing. When their offense like shows up, they go
They win.
off. And then when they don't, like if they don't outscore, they all they're doing is outscoring their opponents. They're not winning these games like overall. They're literally
Dude,
just
and that-
outscoring them.
That Tampa game was ugly. Not a good look for them because they had control the whole game. And then overtime comes Jake Gensel magic. Like, it is Vasilevsky, insanity in the crease.
Yeah.
And then it's just like they let go. They let go sometimes. It is crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
And this is wild to say because they've made the cup 2 years in a row and they have 2 of the top 5 players in the league on their team. But they might miss this year. And they're digging their own grave by, investing in bad contracts and horrible goaltending. It's a story that we keep talking about over and over.
They're sealing the no more McDavid, with contract or no more McDavid, whatever.
All I know is their off season is going to be insane. It's going to be crazy.
Maybe there's no way they can. I mean, they're gonna take a hit for years. There's no way they dump Bouchard's contract. There's no way they dump Nurse's contract. It's bad.
But they're gonna have to dump other contracts to get a goaltender. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to figure something out. Like, it is not looking good. So I don't know. Man. It's rough for them. It's rough for a lot of teams right now.
Dude, if they make it,
it's
if they make it 2 years, if they find, do whatever, 2 years from now, it's like, Scott Wedgwood, you are now a Edmonton Oiler.
Yeah, because y'all just extended him, right?
Another
For another
year.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, they're going to bring up what's his name from the KHL, Nabokov or whatever how you pronounce his name. He's going to come up and play back up to Blackwood for sure, which sucks because I like Wedgwood.
I'm just excited to see McDavid in a Leafs uniform in 3 years. It's gonna be crazy, man. We're gonna be talking about it like, dang, McDavid's a Leaf, dude.
That's crazy.
No, he plays America for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No way he doesn't.
No, I wouldn't. If I was him, I
Connor
would
McDavid,
not.
you are a Florida Panther. Congratulations. Imagine.
No, Connor McDavid, New York Ranger.
I was saying that, and you hated on me for it.
Yeah, well, now the Rangers are bad, and we were, and now it's
Connor
like,
McDavid, you are a Chicago Blackhawk.
honestly, they don't even need him right now. They're playing really
No,
good.
bro, they have the better Connor. Yo, real quick before you end the episode, did you see the autograph video with him? The
Yes, I
signature
did.
video?
I did see that.
He's like, I don't think you understand what no means.
Yeah,
And he scribbles on the guy's magazine.
That's
bro.
crazy. I mean,
it's a
that's-
savage.
yeah. I mean, that guy's an asshole. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm with Bedard on that one. Like, how entitled do you have to be, dude? Like, just anyway, that's a whole thing. But
We're getting
Yeah,
out of
it's
hand
fine.
here.
getting off topic.
So, man, it
but-
was great talking to you tonight. This was a good one here. We got a lot covered. I'm already just ready to see what this week has to bring us. I don't know about you. I have a 4-day weekend. It just gives me plenty of time to watch hockey.
Oh, I don't. Some of us have jobs. I'm just kidding.
Brother, my job is this.
That's true. No. I have a somewhat short week, but yeah, I'm looking forward to watching some hockey this week, and now for the first time I'll actually be like invested in like the Thanksgiving football games that I've never really. They've just always been like kind of in the background for me. Now this year that I'm like getting into football and like really paying attention, it's gonna be
Hey
interesting.
man, you have a stake in the Cowboys Thanksgiving game this year. We play the Chiefs, so
You're right.
let's go Cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually, for once, I'm like, yeah, let's go Cowboys. Honestly, I think the Cowboys can beat the Chiefs. Not gonna lie.
Chiefs won today in kind of a crazy one.
Yeah, I watched it. Anyway, this is not a football podcast, but the Chiefs still get away with a lot. They definitely have some league help for sure.
All right, that's enough football. All right, we're gonna bore all these people.
Yeah, no, this is good. I lots of stuff covered. I'm just excited to see what the rest of the season brings and what we talk about next week, because it'll always be interesting, I think. But
what a time to be alive. We'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, always go check out the socials. Icing the Puck pod/podcast on everything. Check us out. Appreciate the engagement. Appreciate the support. Send this to all your friends. And we'll see y'all in the next one.
see ya.